Hey guys, welcome back again from Tampa Bay. Today, I'm going to be reviewing the quad lock system. This is a phone mount system for your bike or other vehicle with handlebars. It also attaches to ram mount systems, so I'll be comparing it directly to my ram mount X-Grips, which I use on all my bikes currently. I have an iPhone 10. This is a case and phone specific system. It all revolves around this. This is the handlebar mount itself, and it's just a clamp that goes around the handlebars with a little pivot arm and then a lock mechanism. From there, you put on your devices. Now, the device I'll be using is the iPhone 10, and they give you a phone-specific case with the built-in receiver for the quad lock. So that's how the system works. Now, my particular phone is already weatherproof, or weather-resistant at least, and I don't use a case, but they do offer what they call a poncho, and it's basically a snap-over top case just for the screen to keep out further water and dust debris. I'll take a look at it, even though I don't plan on using it. Now, you can clamp directly to your handlebars, or if, like me, you already have a ram mount, which many people do, they'll give you this little 1-inch ball adapter mount. So you just attach this with any arm from the ram mount system, and boom, there you go. You're back in business just like any ram mount accessory. So let's unbox it and take a look. This is an Australian company. They do have a wide range of cases available for all kinds of different devices. Here we have the handlebar mount itself. It does have a fairly soft rubberized sleeve to protect your handlebars, and a GoPro mount like toothed, not a gear, but mesh here for the actual pivot arm to help keep it in position. So you just attach it where you want it, cinch it down. But like I said, I won't be using this because I'll be attaching to the ram mount system. So this is the lock itself, and it is a quick release. When it's mounted to your arm here, all you do is simply push down on this a little bit and it releases these fingers, and it's able to rotate, and it just latches the fingers into the matching case slots. Pretty simple, very ruggedly constructed here. It looks completely legit. Just a little bit of spring pressure on there. It's definitely not going to come down on its own. All right, very cool. And they also give you 2 other sleeves to work with a variety of bar diameters if you care to mount it that way. Let's take a look at the case itself. Now, I know I'm the weird one. I don't use cases on my phones. I just hate the feel of them. They make them bulky. I love feeling the metal and glass or plastic or whatever they happen to be. I just love the feel of a plain phone. So this one is very soft and supple. It's not a hard plastic case. That's another thing I don't like about cases, is getting them on and off quickly. For me, when I do a lot of photo and video work, I need an absolute clean path to the microphones and lenses. Now this one does have nice openings here, so that's not an issue. I wouldn't have to take this off to actually use it. Phones to me are just a production tool. That's it. I know a lot of people, they're very expensive entertainment, and I completely understand why you want a case. But this one looks like it comes on and off fairly easily. We've got softer sections here for the buttons that are flexible, and then it's slightly more rigid where it's not a button. So it looks like it just pops in and out. The back here is a fairly dense foam, so it does have protection to the back of the phone itself. Looks like there's nothing special to take it in or out. Just wrap it around, and there we go. So it does feel nice in the hand. There's nothing protruding in the back. It's all very smooth. There are no seams. So I have to say I don't mind holding this at all. That's another thing that bugs me about some cases on phones, is there's an edge somewhere that you just don't like. This one actually feels like it has the same contours. It's just bigger. Definitely feels bigger in the hand, but I'm used to, like I said, holding the phone without a case. So it's not going to pop out. There's no way this is going to vibrate or come free. You do have quite a lip where this comes over, and it's certainly stiff enough where it's not going to come out without you actually prying the edge down here and taking it out. Let's see how easy it is to get out. I would say that's a perfect balance of making it difficult but safe. That's not a big deal to take in or out. Certainly way easier than the LifeProof case I was using prior to this phone that wasn't waterproof. So going in is simple. Going in is great. Feels good. I have no problems with the case. You can get to the mute switch very easily. Buttons pressed just like stock. They don't feel like these. Whoops. No, I don't want to pay. These feel just like any other bare naked phone. Okay, cool. Let's take a look at the poncho. So the poncho is fairly thick. I thought it was going to be like a screen protector, but this is almost as thick as the side material on the case here. And it's a fairly thick front shield too. Now the one problem I have with any kind of further shield on the case is it's fine for bare fingers, and using gloves on a bare phone is fine, but the combination of a shield and gloves, I have yet to find a bulletproof combo. So I really, really don't care for using a shield with gloves on a phone. But I'll test it out, and we'll see how it does. This seems to go on about the same as the main case. You just kind of lift it over the edges. This does stick quite a bit more because we're going over plastic instead of glass and stainless steel. So it's a little bit of a bugger to get around the last corner. And there we go. I have to say it looks like crap. They've got these dots that are built into the plastic all around, kind of like a grid pattern, and there is a heck of a lot of glare, and it's all wavy. I do not like this whatsoever, but completely understandable. If you want some waterproofness, this would be a great thing, or if you're going through a lot of mud, that kind of thing, and you just need to protect your device. But like I said, no interest in actually running this. So there you go. I showed it to you, but that's all I want to do with this phone condom. So here's the basics of how it actually attaches to your phone. You've got your 4 tongs here on the top plate. Pushing down on this spring activated unit releases the ones on this side, leaving these open. We have the matching slots on the back. You do have to be careful not to press your buttons as you're taking the phone on or off. You just match these up, and it doesn't seem to matter which way you go. To put it on, you don't have to press this. You can just press down on the whole phone. Now you do have to align these carefully, and unfortunately there's no way to see it from the top, so you just have to kind of do it by feel. It's a fairly precise fit. And then you push down to push down that lever and twist it just an 1/8 of a turn. Either direction will lock it into place. So now it can't come off because this snapped back up in and locked those feet. Now to get it off, you just push down on this, which clears the 2 feet, and rotate it again, an 1/8 of a turn either way. And it pops off. It is a very secure mount. It is a lot more difficult to put on and off than other solutions though, but it's definitely going to keep it secured to your bike. The other thing I'll note is you need to crank this down. You attach it to the arm or your handlebar mount directly, whatever you're doing, by this center bolt here, and you need to really crank it down and engage these teeth. Otherwise, if you try to remove the phone counterclockwise, it spins this whole thing. That's what the teeth here are for, and it is a little hard to line them up precisely, but you do need to fully tighten it and mesh those teeth. Otherwise, your whole unit's going to spin. And here's the ball mount version. Same thing, they just give you a 1-inch ball so you can attach it to your RAM mount system. And I'll just be attaching it on the same arm that I have. Well, maybe. I'm anticipating maybe mounting it direct, or at least in a different direction, because of the force needed to twist and put the phone on and off. It might torque that arm a bit and move it around on my bike. I'll have to see. But it does require quite a bit more force than I imagined it would. All right, let's go put it on the bike, take it for a test.
Well, that was fun getting all my gear from way back in there. So I've got the ball mount attached here, and like I said, it's one or the other. You can use the handlebar mount, or if you get the ball mount, it's all in one unit. You don't even have to screw it down. It's pre-made into the ball. So I've got the short RAM mount extension here. It's as short as you can get for pretty much a direct coupling. That's as solid as it gets. It's cranked down to the max. So now all we have to do is put the phone on. Now these notches are offset 1/8 of a turn. I mounted it so it's a cross pattern, so I should be able to just mount it like this. It is a little difficult to find the notch, but there we go. So press a little bit. Hey now, I don't want to take a video of myself. Hi. And like I said, it's a little difficult to do without pressing the buttons on your phone. Come on. And twist, and it should click. So there, that popped back up. And we're good to go. Now I've got it here because it's a known good position with no vibration. I've used it here forever with the X-Grip. So let's go take a look, see what happens. So as expected, it's rock solid. No vibration whatsoever. It's actually more solid than the X-Grip because there's no rotation. The X-Grip, even when you have your phone in there, it can rotate quite a bit just because of the nature of the scissor action. I like how this is locked. Maybe that's part of the name. Of course, I've got no screen protector on. Wow, what a time for my touch gloves to wear out. They've been on the cusp of being worn out for a while. They've been through the ringer. I mean, I use these things. I love them. They're the Core-Tech HDX3. I'm going to buy another pair of them the last good couple of years. But some of the fingertips are a little wearing off. Okay, so quality-wise, quite impressed. Absolutely solid as a rock. There are pros and cons to this. Comparing it directly against the X-Grip, the X-Grip is a heck of a lot easier to take your phone in and out of the mount, that's for sure. However, this is more secure, and I really like how it doesn't rotate on the device. That's a minor pet peeve of mine. With the X-Grip, what you have to do is the bike will naturally vibrate and rotate the phone one way or the other until it hits a stop. So what you have to do is adjust it with the ball mount so that when it does stop, it's in the orientation you want. Whereas this, you simply clamp it down and it stays there. That's all there is to it. I definitely like that. I don't mind seeing this little tiny bit of blue, inconsequential. You could probably even work it up top if you want to slip your finger under there and work it that way. Now the whole using a case is going to be a pro or a con. For me it's a con because, like I said, I hate cases. However, it's extremely easy to take on and off and does feel good in the hand. Doesn't impede the buttons whatsoever. So I don't actually have a problem with the case besides feel and aesthetics. But usability, it's great. No problem there. But the X-Grip doesn't require a case. It works with any kind of case, doesn't matter what size, variety of device sizes. So, you know, that's a plus for the X-Grip. And of course, I love how they have the integration with the whole RAM mount system. That opens up doors to do anything you could possibly want. I like how they have a handlebar mount option. So if you don't have any investment in the RAM mount system, but come on, why wouldn't you? There you go, super easy. Not terribly expensive. Being secure on the bike is the #1 priority of any kind of system like this. The X-Grip, the original version, definitely had a couple issues, and that's why the new versions that are out have a big rubber strap that you have to slip over the corners of your phone, and you have to super glue the 4 rubber feet because those were 2 points of failure with that device. I'm not aware of any points of failure with this. I don't see anything obvious. I think the most likely, and it's not very likely at all, is that your phone would come out of its case. But the case being detached from the mount is, I would say, almost impossible. You would have to have something physically break, because with this spring pressured up, those tongs are engaged and it can't rotate. So the back of the case would physically have to shatter in order to release itself from the mount itself. So there you go. There is an unboxing and my thoughts, at least, on the new quad lock system. If you're looking for something super secure and you don't mind a case, definitely give it a consideration. That's it, guys. We'll see you next time. Oh, feels good to get back out on the bike.